Okay, let's just make sure I kicked off the Facebook one. Should be up and running right now. All right, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so volume's a little low today. I do need to see if these settings are independent of each other. All right, so volume's a little low today. Oh, I do need to see if the settings. Okay, so I just saw an interesting article about Destiny 2. Over the last several years, they've been having an issue with a lawsuit with an author claiming that Bungie had pretty much stolen elements from his stories from like 15 years ago and used them as elements within the Red War campaign and Curse of Osiris campaign. Now, that I did find is incredibly interesting, and wondering if that was part of the reason that those first 3 expansions, or 4 expansions really, were vaulted, but that we'll never know. But that has been completely settled out of court. So I'm really curious to see if all of a sudden we see this original content coming back, because if they can bring back the original campaigns instead of this trashy new light experience, I think that would do wonders for bringing back some goodwill towards Destiny 2. It's just, there's just so much story that's cut out that you kind of really need. It gives you the baseline for playing at least up through what's it called, the final shape. I don't know about the Edge of Fate because I haven't seen any of that content yet, so I don't know if that is pretty much its own standalone new start point or not. But so I'm going to kick off Destiny 2, and the last session I played, Finch, the Hive Ghost, had given us a hint of a temple to, I think, Savathun or Savathun, who was the Savathun before she became a hive god. There was some sort of like worm familiar that was being saved within the statue there, and we had escaped with it. We then tried to go back to the altar of reflection, where we go through the mirrors to hear like the echoes from the various items we're finding, and it actually locked us out and blocked us from getting in. So this mission should probably be something relating to finding another way. Oh, excuse me. I just got done with hockey, so I'm a little tired. Probably getting into finding another way to get to that altar of reflection. Steam error. Click that. Yeah, I have Steam running in compatibility mode because I'm also playing Tron 2, and the patches you need for it, you can't play it with the normal version of Steam. So I might have clicked the wrong icon, because there's like administrative launches and regular compatibility mode launches. Yep. So since this is the first run of the day, I'm going to do the run back to the tower, pick up the bounties, pick up this call to arms special weapon, and try and see if I can improve another piece of the gear that I normally use. Something I'm finding interesting is in the previous expansion, it had a bunch of, or the previous two expansions had quests to get the expansion armor sets, and I haven't found anything from which all the armor I've been getting is old, like Red War random drops.
The Foundry engineers are fascinated with the way you combine paracausal abilities with traditional gear. But I'm not as easily impressed. I know you've got more in you. Optimize your loadouts and get those numbers up.
Push this new gear to the limit, as only you know how.
Yeah, I still like the original one, so from here, I'm not sure yet. That's a 315. 304. Sniper, that. So it looks like I'll bump up the fusion rifle with this gun. And then 314. Actually, I think Zer is up in.
Need anything special?
Oh, I need to get precision kills with bow.
Good eye.
Close range sidearm, rapid targets on sword, and stasis weapons. So that should be quite easy.
Come say hi at the shooting range sometime.
So let me switch this one over to the bow to get started. I don't have a sidearm and the sword, and then I can use the sidearm to also get the stasis.
Passed away, but the Nine see your valor.
I only have 31 coins, so I can't really get anything. Oh, that was a waste.
What happens when every cell is dead? You have questions. I will try to give you answers.
So I need to complete the last chance mission, which is right down here. Okay, cool.
We're gonna have to work together.
I used to get really lonely here, but you keep showing up for me again and again. So let me give you back a bit, yeah? I happen to locate a couple of Savathun's loyalists. Have fun. Follow Finch's guidance and hunt down some of the elite members of Savathun's guard.
Oh, that'll be fun. Whole galaxy for any one thing that makes a damn bit of sense.
Eris, we're in position. Where are we headed?
Your destination lies deep within the fortress, Guardian, in the apothecary wing. There you should find a particular shard of crystal. Before her lucent transformation, Savathun was in the custody of the Awoken, securely bound within a crystalline cell. Or so it seemed.
So this crystal is a piece of her former prison, which means it was likely on her when she stole the light.
Yes. My source believes the events leading to her escape are intrinsically linked to the mystery before us now. This crystal could very well be the clue we've been looking for.
That must be the apothecary wing. All the way over there.
Yes. Savathun's halls are just as winding and deceitful as her mind. To move forward, you must seek out the more aberrant paths.
Eris said we have to seek out the aberrant paths. So what looks aberrant around here?
Eris, what's the situation?
The Guardian is en route to the object in question now, Commander.
Good. You are sure this will get us the answers we need? We can't afford another dead end.
The Queen of the Reef does not share information lightly.
Mara Saw gave you the tip? You didn't mention that before.
I did, in fact, mention it. To Ikora, moments before you interrupted us. She agreed there was no more reliable source on this matter than Savathun's former captor.
I trust Mara, but she plays her cards too close to her chest. If she had shared this earlier, we wouldn't be so desperate now.
To win against the hive god of cunning and lies, it's best not to show one's hand too early.
I bet this hive sword will be just as useful as the last one. Now we need to find a lock to smash open.
The Witch Queen may have recast her realm in a lucent sheen, but remnants of dark architecture still lurk underneath.
And the Guardian's new ability reveals these hidden remnants. Yes, Ikora explained. Why can't we use the light to achieve the same result?
The light may be a powerful force, but when dealing in illusions, it has proven insufficient. It is the mind that must bend to see the truths hidden here. Thus, only darkness can show the way.
My only fear is where that way will lead us in the end.
You've done well honing the gift granted to you by the Black Fleet, Guardian. Do you see now, Commander, why Ikora chose as she did? For all her doubts, she knew only darkness, channeled by a strong mind, could bring us this far.
I understand. My issue isn't with the call Ikora made, but the fact that she made it on her own. We know how Savathun operates. She singles people out for a reason. There's no need to make her job any easier. And Eris, I think you know better than anyone that darkness is not a path to be forged alone.
She wasn't alone. Though, I take your point.
probably should have just gone in on that one, destroyed it, and ran to the next spot.
This is definitely the apothecary wing. Somehow, it feels even creepier in here.
Naturally. You're trespassing on the testing grounds for the Lucent Hive's most wretched experiments. Savathun likely appointed one of her High Council wizards to keep watch over this place. Find them. The crystal is sure to be nearby.
Signs of a crystal so far. Just rows and rows of jars filled with... Is that light? But it's tainted somehow.
Savathun has always encouraged her wizards to push boundaries of Hive magic. It seems that hasn't changed with the light. Proof, perhaps, that corruption has far less to do with the power than the one channeling it.
Or the power has permanent side effects. Darkness transforms Savathun into kin from prey to predators.
Not darkness itself, but an entity behind it corrupted the Hive. Conditioned their power on an endless blood tithe. Their fate is not inevitable.
I have no doubt that some can handle darkness with discipline. But those who can't, they're not the only ones to pay the price.
This is an inverted realm. Explore any and all directions, especially those you least suspect.
Looks like we're interrupting something. But where's the wizard overseeing all this? I think we just found the one in charge around here.
Good. Now go and beat the whereabouts of that crystal out of them.
The wizard just fled.
Follow them. They're closing ranks around the crystal.
Looks like we're interrupting something. Where's the wizard overseeing all this? I think we just found the one in charge around here.
Good. Now go and beat the whereabouts of that crystal out of them.
wizard just fled.
Follow them. They're closing ranks around the crystal.
Looks like we're interrupting something. Where's the wizard overseeing all this? I think we found the one in charge around here.
Good. Now go and beat the whereabouts of the crystal out of them.
Try a little bit of change of strategy. Let's go with you, and you. Oh yeah, I need to change this.
Looks like we're interrupting something. Where's the wizard overseeing all this? I think we found the one in charge around here.
Good. Now go and beat the whereabouts of the crystal out of them.
They're closing ranks around the crystal.
There's the Crystal Guardian. Time to finish this.
Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice. And sacrifice.
That was Savathun, all right. But what does that mean?
This is the evidence we've been seeking all along. Ikora's instincts were correct, after all.
Indeed. But we don't have our answers yet. Go unlock the memory, Guardian. Then let's see if this cracks the case.
I've read some of Ikora's notes on the darkness and the light, Guardian. She thinks the darkness is closely linked with memory. You accessed this place with the darkness power. What exactly have we tapped into here?
Okay, I think I see it. This one was the only one unique on that road. This is the only... Ooh. And this is the... Okay, so this one has 3 sets. Oh, there's more over here. This has 1, 2, 3 sets. Alright. So I'm going to assume this is the here. Since that one was there. Oops. Okay, I wish there was something to give me a hint. That's incorrect. Oh, let's see if this works. That's wrong. I thought maybe that being the same across all 3. I wonder if this has some sort of clue to it. Oh, this is now gone. Is there anything I can do to examine this? These are the same. These two. Actually, all 3 of these are the same. Savathun's puzzle requires you to find a set of runes that stands out amongst the others. Check each rune in a set for anything amiss. So, those are the same thing. That's the same. Got that one. This one's different. you're different. These are the same. That one's different.
Before it happened. My own death, brought on by the separation from my power. And in these final moments, I looked to the sky. Hello, old friend. I've chased you for a long time. First as an enemy, then as a collector, and finally, now, a supplicant. What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice. And sacrifice... Here we are. Wouldn't it be clever of you if after everything, you simply let me die? Oh, what a trick. Elegant. There's an answer. I don't hear it. Because now the world begins to fade. Incredible that I could forget something like that, isn't it? Such a storied life, erased. The light offers us a fresh start, but if we don't know where we came from, how will we know where to go? I'm so grateful to you for reminding me, for telling my story.
Wait. What is she talking about?
She remembers. We helped her remember.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
We have to leave. I knew Ikora had nothing to do with Savathun having the light. But the truth is so much worse. I don't understand how the Traveler could choose her the same way it chose you. We need to talk to Zavala.
have something for me, Guardian? Decryption can break your heart sometimes. The world's changing, Guardian. You must prepare and adapt.
So, you're saying Savathun was dead? Our most devious adversary, the one who nearly decimated the last city from within, was dead. And the Traveler resurrected her?
I wouldn't have believed it either, but...
But why would she need us to recover her memories if she never lost them in the first place?
This has to be another trick. A lie to fool us into surrendering the Traveler without a fight.
This has been the Traveler's approach from the beginning. The Books of Sorrow detail many civilizations it blessed with the light, then abandoned.
High propaganda.
The Fallen tell the same story. When the Witness and its Black Fleet came to call, the Traveler moved on to our system.
Or it sacrificed itself to save humanity from the same forces. Forces which included the Hive! After all that, why would the Traveler give our worst enemy the light?
It doesn't matter. I don't know why the Traveler gave Savathun the light. Maybe it has changed its mind about Guardians. Maybe it's not as infallible as we once believed. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Because I'm here to protect humanity. And if Savathun takes the Traveler, we lose our light, along with any hope for surviving the Witness's return. So, whatever it takes to stop this heist, we will do.
All right. How do we stop this?
I'm not sure yet, but I know where to find out. Hive legend tells us Savathun was born on a far-off planet, where she would have lived an uneventful life if it weren't for her worm familiar. The object you retrieved from the underbelly of the throne world. What if it's not a statue? What if it's the worm familiar itself, calcified from age? That would explain why you couldn't unlock it with the others. That also means it contains a memory that Savathun herself doesn't know. What that is, we're going to find out. With the one tool we have capable of slicing deep into the past. It'll be risky using the relic this way, which is why I'll be taking this on myself. Eris will help me prepare. Meet us on Mars when you're ready. This is how we stop Savathun, Guardian. I know it.
Ikora believes the worm statue you found before may not be a statue at all, but instead the calcified corpse of the worm itself. The memory locked within is ancient, too ancient to be revealed by normal means, but Ikora has a plan that involves the relic. Meet Ikora on Mars.
Busy.
These frail siblings will soon be claimed by the light. Unless we claim them first, we will tell the most cunning sibling of a cataclysm, a prophecy of great loss. We will feed her fear, her pride. We will say, young Savathun, the end is coming. A great cataclysm. A god wave. In the sky, there is only death. But salvation lies in the deep. Lead your sisters down. Your coming will spare their short lives. And you will be reborn, the Witch Queen.
They were tricked. The Hive were lied to. So, the Hive God of Lies was lied to. This changes everything. Well, not everything. We still can't let Savathun seal the Traveler away. The ritual's already begun. We need to move fast. Savathun may be one of the Travelers chosen by rights, but she's still leaning on tricks she learned from the Witness. Take the familiar to Savathun's fortress. I'll follow as soon as I'm recovered. Wait until you're in the heart of the ritual, then unleash the memory. That should be enough to destabilize things and break her hold on the Traveler. Remember, Guardian, Savathun's strategy rests on knowing more than anyone else, on her ability to twist lies and cast confusion. But now, we can turn the tables on her.
Ikora believes the secret we learned from the Worm Familiar is the key to stopping Savathun's ritual to pull the Traveler into her throne world. This information could be enough to destabilize her, but you'll need to reveal the memory to Savathun herself. As you speak, the ritual is always beginning. Complete the ritual mission in the throne world.
Good luck. Patience. We must be centered. Good to see you here.
Okay, so I think I shall call it a break there. So it seems like our finding the information on Savathun was actually giving Savathun information about her past. One of the things that was brought up in earlier iterations of what's it called, of Destiny, the expansions that were removed, is when someone gets resurrected as a guardian, they have no memory of their past. So they kind of get a clean slate on starting over. With our quest of trying to get information, we've actually been teaching Savathun about her past and kind of reminding her of what her original goals were, as selfish as some of them were. But one of the items that we couldn't get information for, because we were blocked by that mirror thing, was that worm familiar. And we've discovered now that the Hive were originally a race that was supposed to be taken in by the Traveler and to become guardians, but the worm gods on Sathona's planet had tricked her to say that like she was the only one who could stop a cataclysm and to lead her people down to the worm gods and follow them. So they never got taken in by the Traveler. So the next mission is going to be to break into her throne world and reveal that information that she doesn't know in hopes of distracting her. But so So that's going to call it a session for today. I got to get ready for a minor league hockey game coming up. The Allen Americans are playing the Tulsa Oilers for the ECHL. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it seems like I'm getting close to the end. If I recall, breaking into her throne world, and there should be like 1 or 2 more quests after that that were really freaking difficult. But we'll see with my this stasis abilities that I've set up are pretty powerful with the gun, the pistol I have. But when worse comes to worse, that arc spec is like stupid silly. Like that ionic sentry and being able to throw more grenades and then get that arc soul to help you out if you need it. It's just crazy powerful. So we'll see if I can make it through on legendary on that, but there's a good chance I might have to drop it down to normal because that was a really tough fight. But until later, I shall see you in the next session.